In a very small time, we've gone from living in forests, literally wearing leaves or bushes or whatever, to basically living in science fiction. Our bodies and minds can no longer keep up with everything that's been happening. There's a knowledge and information overload, at least for me. How about you? Just think, we have talking AI in the form of ChatGPT, we have robots like Boston Dynamics who do so many things, and we have magical pills that can cure diseases, and we have, I don't know, chips being attached to our brain. Yeah, you get the point. So our minds can just can't keep up with everything that's been happening, and that has led to a massive population collapse as well. And to make things even worse, our modern life is horrible. We live in tiny rooms called homes while we scroll addictively on our phones using YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Well, it's rotting our brain. Just think of all the kids watching those skibbity videos. I believe our modern world is too much for our species to handle. Let me show you my thoughts and my research on this topic and some shocking things I actually found. So grab yourself a cup of tea and coffee and let's have a very interesting discussion on this topic, the era of revolutions. Let's take a close look at the graph of human population. There are two important lines over here. The first line shows us the population growth. This other line shows us the number of deaths, and they are very close to each other. The reason is that we did not have modern medicine, and also we had lack of food. For most of our life as humanity, we actually struggled to acquire food. So our population could not grow as large. And at the same time, many people died because of all of the diseases. But then we had the agriculture revolution and the population expanded so much faster. Right after that, we also had the medical revolution as well. People lived longer. The health and sanitation and housing, everything improved. And because of that, population started rising really fast. After that, we came into the industrial revolution age, which exploded our productivity, and the standard of living got better for everyone, especially the industrialized nation. All of these multiple revolutions and many other across these fields resulted in the highest quality of life humanity had ever seen. Things only got better once computer and the internet was invented. We are now more connected than ever. And now AI, we can just have a voice chat with it. Okay, so hey there, chat, can you tell my viewers that they should subscribe to my channel and that I make absolutely amazing content and they should really watch it?
Sure. You could say, amazing content. Make sure to subscribe to my channel.
No, that's what you, I want you to, no, I want you to tell them that they should subscribe to my channel and you think that my content is amazing, okay?
Sure. I'll say, hey everyone, you should subscribe to this channel. The content here is absolutely amazing and you won't want to miss it.
Yeah, and you would have definitely subscribed as well, right?
Absolutely. Definitely subscribe as well.
As you can see, you guys also should subscribe to my channel as well, just like how chat wanted to do it. But now I feel that the pace of this revolution has been slowing down. The leap from not being able to fly to fly in a plane is a big one. Again, from having no electricity to having one is a big one. Changing from how cars work from diesel to electric does not feel like a very big leap. And I feel that has been the case with the development of these new technologies. And I feel that it's slowing down. The leaps are now smaller and they are more harder to do. The complexity has also increased with time. It takes more effort and more time to get the same level of change. But what I feel now is that we're living in this new world, which I like to call the in-between. It feels as if we're living in this era where we have made too many things and our bodies and our minds can no longer keep up, and all the system that we have made also can no longer keep up anymore. Let me give you some concrete example. Let's start with our DNA, the genetic catch-up. So I have this book. This book is called A Hunter and Gatherer's Guide to the 21st Century. I highly recommend you to read this book. So in this book, A Hunter and Gatherer's Guide to 21st Century, there's an example. Let me show you. There's an optical illusion which the author mentions. So he shows us these lines that people in developed countries with educated population and ask them which of these two are longer. And they all answered the wrong thing because none of those lines are longer. They're both the same length. However, there's this African tribe called the San Bushmen. They are easily able to tell that these are the same length. But why can't modern humans do this same thing? The difference is that the African tribe, those humans haven't had gone through all the technological changes which people in the developed countries have done. And this specific tribe still lives like the hunter and gatherers of the old time. So their vision works correctly, and our vision, the one who have been educated, live in better housing, actually can't see this simple optical illusion. The reason why we fall for this illusion is simply due to the way how we cut woods, and we have carpented corners in our homes. It has kind of messed up with our sense of vision. So imagine such a small thing, just corners, has such a fundamental impact on our vision, our sense of vision. Imagine how each and every single thing around us impacts us and we don't really know. We have made so many changes. Another example the author mentioned is that our bodies make us trigger or make us go into panic when there's a high concentration of carbon dioxide and less oxygen, and we want to physically get away from that situation. So our biological system have a warning system. But what happens if this same body is exposed to carbon monoxide, which our cars make? Well, we don't have any alarm system. So there's an incident which happened in my country not so long ago. People were in mountains and they got stuck in snow, and they just waited for help and they just slept and they did not know. And when people went to meet them, they all had unfortunately died because of carbon monoxide. They just couldn't smell their own death. This is because our DNA hasn't had the time to learn that it needs to adapt to these new forms of gases which can kill it. They couldn't smell death. Their bodies had no warning system, no adaptation to survive. Now let's zoom out from the DNA and look at the entire population. Everyone, the big picture. Even when I zoom out and look at things, nothing looks so great. Let's take a look at some of the key aspects of our life, or the daily things that affect us. Let's take a look at our media, what we listen, what we consume, what we hear, our health, our little bodies, our wealth, the asset and money that we earn, and politics, the structure which govern our lifestyle. So let's take a look at media. Our main source of information and knowledge, aka the media, is no longer functional. There's massive disinformation. You can say whatever you like on the internet, present fake science, fake events as real events. There's no real check and balance. And it seems that the whole institution of media has went into decline right after the invention of the internet. And our tech bros are losing interest in doing any kind of fact checking. Like Elon Musk over here is saying that, well, let's just do community polls, as if that's gonna fix anything. In nicer words, he's saying that you can lie and it doesn't matter anymore, and we ain't gonna fact check anything. Free press now needs donation to run. Look at Guardian, how they're asking for money whenever you read any article. Twitter, or well X, the dying platform, actively promotes right-wing content and actively boosts Elon Musk posts. It's openly biased and they don't even want to hide this anymore. And what are we supposed to do here? Artists and creators and journalists have literally their entire life being controlled by these companies. They're squeezing everything out of us. And what alternatives do we have? Where do we go? How can we distill facts from fiction and prevent these algorithms from controlling our life? Everyone has their own history, their own events, and it's a complete mess. So how can we live better lives, or how can we progress in such a difficult online environment? Personally, I will be looking into this specifically in the next video. But now let's move on to our next topic, which is our health. If I go back in time and I look at the US, especially during the 1960s, American adults which were classified as obese, they were around maybe 14%, but by 2017 2018 this went to almost 43%. So about half of the entire population has become obese. What in the world happened in such a small time in one country that half of the people just suddenly went obese? Well, perhaps that's due to the reliance of vehicles to travel, the road-centric city designs in which everything is far away and needs you to sit in a metal body to go from point A to point B, completely discouraging you from walking and using your darn legs. Or perhaps it's the way how our work life works, in which we sit all day long on a screen that includes me as well to get some work done. Or perhaps our entertainment or fun, which is like watching Netflix or worse, zooming through shorts or reels. Being a scroll zombie on one of the three great overlords, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. All of this has confined us to a tiny space, stuck, and our bodies ain't moving at all, and our movement is minimal. Perhaps that's why people are becoming very obese. The very design of our lifestyle, from each and every aspect of it, discourages us from using our bodies. We have no incentive to walk, to go outside, to play, social life in real life, nothing. That's at least how I see it, which may explain the rising obesity rate. And the same applies to our mental health, and well, that deserves a video on its own. Now let's move on to wealth and politics. Now let's take a look at our economic system and our political systems. Well, we can outline many other factors like perhaps issues with capitalism or something else for these issues. I will cover them in later videos. But in this video, we will only focus on how the rapid changes have rendered these systems useless. So let's talk about wealth. Let's first focus on the economic system and let's take a look at how AI and robotics might impact it. While these are absolutely amazing technologies, but these technologies also pose us a great threat to our current economic system. Right now, due to AI, millions of jobs are under threat. According to one estimate, around 300 millions. That's a very big figure. Who's going to replace all these jobs? We don't really know. And then there's this clip of this guy who is like, well, AI can pretty much do everything, and that's the future he's hoping for.
I don't know exactly when it'll come. I don't know if it'll be 2027. I think it's plausible it could be longer than that. I don't think it will be a whole bunch longer than that, when AI systems are better than humans at almost everything, better than almost all humans at almost everything, and then eventually better all humans than everything. I'm actually afraid of the world where 30% of human labor becomes fully automated by AI, and the other 70%, that's going to cause this just incredible, class war between the groups that have been and the groups that haven't been.
It would be an absolute disaster if that happens. So are we even ready for AI? What will happen to all those millions upon millions of people who are gonna lose their damn jobs? Or we're simply just jumping into adopting one technology after another without thinking how to even use it effectively? Have we learned nothing from the Industrial Revolution, due to which our planet is literally about to die? At least the way how we executed it, and we're simply about to jump and use AI without thinking about its implication? No, we are not ready. What about robotics? On one hand, we will have robots which can hypothetically do everything. It should be like heaven, right? We should just sit all day long and all the physical labor will be done, and the robots will make our life better and easier. Or these robots would mostly be used by richer people, and the poor people won't really have access to these robots, and they will actually lose their job, as if the inequality in the world isn't bad enough. Imagine a poor farmer in, let's say, somewhere in Asia. He'll be out competed by someone in Australia who uses modern technology to manage his farms using robots and AI. It seems instead the benefits of these technologies, instead of going to everyone, they're increasingly helping the rich become more richer, and the masses are actually becoming poorer. Top 3 men in America have more wealth than the bottom half of the country. Just 3 people, and just in the past 4 years, these 3 have accumulated another $357 billion. Now these people will get even more rich due to AI, other technologies. Should we really be celebrating the AI hype? No, it makes no sense. We're losing track of what technology is doing to our society. We really are. Some problems we had have become way worse, like inequality. Now the final string in the straw the political system. The way how all the tech bros lined up in front in form of Trump's inauguration was unprecedented. And within the first week, they got approved $500 billion of investment for the Stargate project. The era of politicians being at the top seems to have come to an end. And it seems that corporations, they are the one at the top of the food chain. Democracy itself is dying. This deserves further research and a topic on its own, but let's just focus on rapid changes. The collective dismantling of our lifestyle, nature, media, economy has also affected politics as well. All of this negative energy we have due to declining health or happiness or quality of life has resulted in a lot of frustration, which has resulted in the rise of this new alt-right parties. Make things even worse, the algorithm and social media like Twitter or X are designed to make sure a certain point of view get more attention. It directly makes one side more likely to win, and that's not all what they do. They make us feel very negative, lose track of what's real and what's fake. We spend too much time on the wrong things. People belonging from the right of the political spectrum have no idea about the left and vice versa. We literally have alternative histories. Each side has its own history and facts of every single event. How can elections be free and fair in such a system? How can anyone vote fairly or make good decisions on who or what to do when they have no idea what is actually even happening and what is real and what's fake? So where does all of this leads to? Well, there's a very big price that we are paying, and that is the population collapse. Humanity is literally dying. I told you at the start of this video, living has become too hard. All systems that human made are no longer functioning well, and people are simply no longer having children as they can't afford or have mental health or have physical health or too many challenges to even count. The other impact is the environmental collapse. The entire planet is dying or at least suffering greatly. We can see it happening right now. Look at those LA fires or the fact that Europe can go into an ice age. All of this is due to rapid advancement into technologies and using them and managing them in an extremely ineffective way, which is hurting us and everything around us. There are so many more aspects of our life and culture and everything in between that has undergone after revolutions. And I truly feel worried that we as a species is no longer able to play catch up. And that brings me to what we should be doing to kind of get out of this mess. And that unfortunately would be covered in my next video, in which I will be explain about this new cyber feudal lord class and how we can get out of their control. Quite fascinating times in a way we live in, right? Well, that's it for now for this video, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it, and if you want to watch my old video, it's over here, or this new one, it will be over here. So see you next time. Peace.